Just because you're black doesn't mean you have to vote Democrat. This year, in order to see benefits for our communities, we need to vote outside the box. Find out more by visiting us at TU.
Welcome to the Urban Conservative Podcast, where we do not believe that avocado toast can save the planet or the world will end, because cars use gasoline. You won't hear that Wi-Fi is a basic human right, or that billionaires are secretly supervillains. Here, we do not believe that electric cars run on hopes and dreams. You also won't hear that anyone who disagrees with us is a fascist, or that socialism will make everyone rich. You won't be gender affirmed or offered any opportunity to share your preferred pronouns. If this causes you any discomfort, please rest assured that we couldn't possibly care less. For everyone else, thank you, and please stand by.
Hey, buddy, do you like NASCAR? Do you like a tribe called Quest? Well, you gonna love the Urban Conservative.
Do you like manwich and nachos? Well, then you'd love the Urban Conservative.
Do you like guns? Do you like butter? Well, you're gonna love the Urban Conservative.
Yo, what's good, son? You like pit bulls, say? You like solving Sudoku puzzles? Then you gonna love the Urban Conservative.
Hey, buddy, if your car making a sound like this, you might want to get you some power steering fluid and check.
The Urban Conservative is sponsored in part by Gyra Family Farms, providing your family with fresh meat, eggs, poultry, produce, and so much more. Visit gyrafamilyfarm.net to find out about their summer farm camp program, events and classes, and their exclusive Farm Share membership, which will give you 15% off all your purchases. Again, visit gyrafamilyfarm.net to find out more.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what it is. It's Monday night. It's time for the Urban Conservative Podcast. You are right here rocking out with the TUC twins. I am Raheem Architect Soto, joined by my twin brother, same mother, no other. Eats the grits, covered and smothered. Word to mother. I don't know. I'm going to keep going with bars until you cut me off. I don't know how many other rhymes I can come up with. But
I was going to let you go.
No, I know. Abdul Ali is in the building. What's good, bro? How was your weekend, sir?
Hey, wonderful weekend. Fantastic, amazing weekend. Got to give a big, fantastic shout out to everybody that came out and supported the Frederick Douglass Foundation of North Carolina out in Johnston County, North Carolina. Super dope event. Spent some time with the NCGOP Central Committee. So busy weekend, ladies and gentlemen. If you are new to the podcast, to the platform, tuconservative.com is the website. Our mission is to share conservative values and principles to urban communities across this great nation of ours. We do that via this podcast, do live events in a city near you. You can again support by visiting the website tuconservative.com. Get yourself an ad, sponsor the show, all that good stuff, bro. Listen,
so good weekend, right? I gotta give a couple of shout outs before we get started, because I took a day off this week, right? And in taking my day off, I got to peruse what is I'm gonna say this. I don't believe it, but I'm just gonna say it. What people are calling hip hop media these days. I got to peruse. It was like a Grammy weekend. Oh man. But I do gotta give a shout out to DVD Era TV, the YouTube channel DVD Era TV. Thank you for putting up good content, sir. If y'all haven't checked out DVD Era TV, it's a hip hop channel where they talk about like old hip hop stories, classic hip hop stories, things you may not have heard of. So I binge watched DVD Era TV this weekend and found out some things, but I have to say I'm appalled. There you go. There's the homies channel right there. So I binge watched that this weekend. And I recommend the channel if you're a connoisseur of hip hop, you love hip hop culture, and you remember the DVD era. I know some of y'all listen to this love the DVD era, but you see some of the stories going on up there. Just really, really good content. And I don't want to say obscure, right? But like, you really got to know hip hop and be part of that DVD era to know what's going on. Shouts out to that brother over there and his channel. You know what I mean? We appreciate all the support he give us, and we want to make sure y'all check this out. So if y'all really want good hip hop content and like find out some behind the scenes things and all that good stuff, great channel. I had to give him a shout out, like I said, because he's doing great work over there. And
All right.
also, got to give another big shout out to the Southampton Town GOP here in Suffolk County. If you are listening and you are in the town of Southampton or in the East End, we have a special election coming up. March 18th, we have a special election coming up for a Southampton Town Council seat, vacated by the councilman who is now the state legislator for the district. So for more information, Southampton Town, shtowngop.com. Make sure you stay in tune. So I'm done with all the pleasantries. The left just won't learn.
So listen, before we jump into the left just won't learn, right? I want to get you and the audience's opinion. If you're listening and you're just listening, you can't participate. If you're one of the folks that are watching this on the playback or watching live, okay, I'm going to ask your opinion about two photos, right? And I want to know which one you think is a better photo. You ready? Okay, First lady photo 1.
Okay.
First lady photo 1. That's first lady photo 1. Okay. Or first lady photo 2.
Now you're asking me which one I like better?
First lady photo 1.
Mm-hmm.
First lady photo 2.
I like that one.
Do you?
Yeah, I like that one. There's more stuff to make fun of. Look at her face. Like it takes, like, you can't really say much about the other one, but this one is rich, buddy, rich.
All right. If you like, just let us know. Jump in the comment section.
I love this photo. Number one. I love this photo, but I'm just saying I like the other one better because I have more to talk about, right? Like, let's just look, zoom in, zoom into the neck area. Just look, it's too much. It's a lot to talk about right there, right? So I'll say this. Picture 1. Go back to picture 1. So if you took all of the makeup off of picture 1, she's probably still an attractive woman, right? Probably still, because you got to imagine she's got like the most amazing skincare routine in America, right? But then when you go to number 2, right? Go to number 2. Number 2 is like no skincare, right? It's like no skincare, obvious dentures. You know what I'm saying? Like obvious, like a big hair. It's just a lot to talk about right there. Like a hair hat. She isn't like a hair hat. It looks like the noise host. It goes. she pulls her hair up, and she reminds me of the witch. She reminds me of the witch in the movie. What was it where they turn the kids into mice?
That is the witches.
The witches. Yeah, that's what. It's like she reminds me of one of them. Like, yo, check her for a stale leg or something. Like, I don't remember exactly what it was, but you gotta check her for those symptoms of like the witchery. Like, so I just think there's more meat on the bone for picture 2. That's all.
All right, fair enough. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't tell bro we were gonna start there. Looks like we're getting a bunch of ones in the comment section. But ladies and gentlemen, look, the topic of tonight's podcast is very simple. It just seems
shout out. Listen, real quick, shout out to the homie Mike Mountain. Put his comment up there if you can, real quick. Put his comment up.
I see photo number 1. Mike Mountain's in the building.
Everybody, hey, Google him. He's a dope hip hop artist. You know what I'm saying? From the DMV area, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, shouts out to him for being on the check out. Yeah, but everybody check out his music. Yeah. Go ahead. So what was you going to say?
So what we've got, in my opinion, bro, is a double, triple, quadrupling down of stupid. We've got.
Hey, listen, I almost got to take Eric Adams at this point off the list because, I mean, like, he's making his way to the center. So I don't even know why he's on there. Other than but like the last 5 months, this guy's been trending more center.
Okay, we'll give Eric Adams a trending left, but where I really wanted to start out was with your guy in the middle there. was with. And the reason I'm saying the left won't learn is because you got to factor in the results of the 2024 election. And you figure you get your ass handed to you like that. You do a little self-introspection. You do a little like, what did we do wrong? It's like a boxer who gets really beat up. Like you had a
hold
great win
on.
streak.
Let's premise this with something though, right?
Sure.
For those who haven't watched the show, there's an ongoing concept that we deal with, and it's one of the things that really, really get under our skin, which is this whole idea of race hustling, which is guilt tripping people and keeping people in an emotional state and keeping people divided based on some imaginary racist boogeyman. That really grinds our gears over here. Just so y'all that haven't listened to the show understand, we're not picking on these people. These people have had a consistent history of making decisions that keep groups of people believing nonsense, especially victim-based nonsense. So go ahead, carry on. I just had to throw that out there for those of y'all that are new to the show.
So I want to point something out here, right? Now, if you've watched our podcast or any level of conservative right-leaning media, Al Sharpton is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, poverty pimp, race hustler, race baiter in existence. And as a result of the shutting down the DEI, all these companies shutting down DEI, Sharpton held a buy-in at Costco in New Jersey with Mayor Ras Baraka. Now, what I want to point out, ladies and gentlemen, and if you're just listening, you're going to have to catch up. But if you're watching, I want you to take a good look at all the people in the Costco standing behind. I'm not going to call him a Reverend Mr. Sharpton. Y'all, what do y'all notice at this? Hold on. I want to mute this.
Hold on. I want to throw this out there because you brought up Ras Baraka. For those of y'all, family in Jersey, I want y'all to understand something. In 2017, the man gave himself a raise, right? New York salary, right? Is the Newark's mayor's salary increased $50,000 a year. So let me make this clear. Among the proposed hikes at the time, Mayor Ras Baraka's salary would get bumped up about $50,000 to $180,000. Okay, so he's making $180,000. Director of Public Safety Anthony Ambrose's salary would range from $190,000 to $260,000. The Director of Public Health and Wellness' salary from $100,000 to $190,000, and the Director of Public Works salary from $100,000 to $225,000. So I only bring that up because you're talking about doing a buy-in, and what Ali's about to drop on y'all is hysterical.
So what I want y'all to take a gander at as we look at them walking through the Costco, does anybody notice anything interesting about this buy-in at the Costco? Just take a second to soak this in. Do y'all notice anything going on in particular? I'm gonna call it again, the buy-in. Is anybody? Let's do this. Let's go a little further. Let's take it to the next one because there's another video in this series. These are all the folks that are at the buy-in. Okay. Now I want y'all to notice something about what's going on here at the buy-in. It's called a buy-in.
I see one cart.
And them people right there on the right in that cart ain't got nothing to do with what they're doing. One lady right there to your left with the wild hairstyle got a cart. Ain't nobody else got no cart. Them people right there on the right ain't got nothing to do with what's going on. But that's not what I really wanted to show you. What I wanted to show y'all was this. Listen to what the National Action Network guy had to say. Listen, it's hysterical. Listen to this.
You do not shop. Please, the story will be you all didn't shop. Go back and shop.
Yo, she said that's me?
She said that's what it'll be?
The story will be you all didn't shop. Go back and shop. We do not need you all. We'll see you on the way back. We need you to go in and shop, please.
No,
You
ain't
heard
nobody
that?
going to shop.
We need you all. We'll see you on the way back. We need you to go in and shop, please.
And he turned around fast as hell and dipped out. Like, yep, I ain't nobody listening to me. Watch the turn.
Now, what I want y'all to recognize, and the reason why I say the left won't learn, is because y'all have on the left consistently played the race baiting game. What y'all don't realize is, as a result of staging this fake buy-in, Al Sharpton's National Action Network raised about $1 million, predominantly, from what I understand, from liberal white women who want to support the fight for DEI, who actually benefit the most from DEI. So I wanted to also point this out, bro. There's not a whole lot of young people in that crowd.
No, well, this is, let me say this. There's a certain mentality amongst a demographic of people inside. Let's just for a moment separate, and which we don't like to do here, but for the purposes of this thought experiment before this commercial break, let's break this up into, you got the white community, the black the community, the Latino community, the Indian community. In the black community, there is a contention or group of people who have a particular mindset that is ingrained from the 60s and 70s. Those old battles, those battles that have been won and legislated against, the 14th Amendment, the 15th Amendment, the 1960 Civil Rights Act, they're still fighting that, even though it's over. And how do we know it's over? Look, I see a lot of nice scarves. I see a cashmere jacket. Which group of these people look oppressed? Who there looks victimed out? I don't see no healthy people. I see a bunch of overweight people. And the reason I'm identifying these things is because you can't be poor and fat. I mean, you can, but it's like how you get fat, eating what if you poor? I mean, by the real standards of poverty, like Indonesia poverty, like, you know what I'm saying? Like Cameroon poverty, like we eating starch slop poverty. So I say that to say that there's a contention of our folks who have this 1950s, 60s, 70s mentality with, and they're not adjusting to the way things actually are right now. And, fortunately for us, Ali, I think that the people you see here are the people that you're going to see everywhere following behind Reverend Al Sharpton. If you look at that, that look like the people that follow him.
What I also notice is Al didn't buy a damn thing neither. Yo, Al didn't get a bar of soap. He ain't buy them people a case of water. He ain't get nothing. He didn't get nothing. Like, come on.
So I'll say this, and the sad part is that on social media, that you'll have people that will suggest that Ali and I and other black conservatives and people that toward a trend towards the center right, somehow we are disconnected from the black experience at this point because we're not talking the what daddy slang in the name of Brother Baines. Right? We ain't doing that. Yeah, I hit you with that. I went in right there. But my point is that, and I noticed this, there's like a lot of the people that are on the left as human beings, like regular human beings, not these elected officials, not these people seeking re-election, regular people. They really believe what they're being told. They really believe that this DEI is the end of, like, it's an attack on Black America. It's an attack on, right? And it's, I don't know why they haven't noticed that there's so many Black people in leadership. There's so many companies that are Black and Latino owned companies that aren't worried about DEI. You know why? Because it's separate from, let's say, the disadvantaged business enterprise system that they have in place. President Trump's platinum plan to help minority and Latino businesses. They've blurred this line between DEI and they've made it synonymous with black now. And I think when we come back from this commercial break, Ali, before we get into They Just Won't Learn, I think we need to do a real quick look at the origins of DEI and debunk this once and for all.
Let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a real quick commercial break here on the Urban Conservative Podcast. Go ahead, share the content. We're going to be right back. Don't go nowhere.
The Urban Conservative is sponsored in part by Gyra Family Farms, providing your family with fresh meat, eggs, poultry, produce, and so much more. Visit gyrafamilyfarm.net to find out about their summer farm camp program, events and classes, and their exclusive Farm Share membership, which will give you 15% off all your purchases. Again, visit gyrafamilyfarm.net to find out more. This season of The Urban Conservative is brought to you by Homium, helping to build generational wealth for historically disadvantaged groups, low-income households, and first-time homebuyers. Homium is helping to bridge the affordability gap for home ownership in your community. Visit homium.com. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're back on the Urban Conservative Podcast. Got to give a big shout out to Marcus and Tommy and the whole team over at Homium. Got to give a big up to Emmanuel and Valerie over at Gyra Farm. We appreciate the support, ladies and gentlemen. So, before we go further, my brother, I think you're right. Because this idea of DEI and the left won't learn, I think mesh well, go hand to hand together. So where you want to go with that?
All right, share my tab, please.
All right, I can sharing your tab now.
All right, so let's do this. Like with everything else that race hustlers and the political left do, they steal. So DEI, right, is a term that has its origin in this right here, what you see on your screen. The Americans with Disabilities Act of 1990 is a civil rights law that prohibits discrimination against people with disabilities. It applies to many areas of public life, including employment, transportation, and public accommodation. Now, the origins of what we call DEI and what you see today has its inception with the discrimination against people with disabilities. It started in the classroom where they were saying that people with disabilities we needed classrooms that had diversity, which meant it didn't mean skin color. It meant having people in the room with disabilities, whether that be a mental disability or a physical disability. It meant that they needed to have inclusion, right? So you have the diversifying the classroom. Then you had the inclusion to include them in the gym time, in the arts program, and to make accommodations for them. And equity, where they would have equity in the workforce. So what happens is when the political left gets a hold of this and says, hey, this is good. This is great. It's a civil rights issue and we can attach this like everything else. And now you put yourself on this intersectionality scale and the DEI scale and these other things. So the real DEI has very little to do with Black and Latino Americans. It's been morphed into that, being taken from, because you got an entire community of disabled people that if you talk to them, they'll go, yo, that was our thing, but their voices aren't amplified. The media isn't, the left-leaning legacy media doesn't give them the mic. So then you're not going to hear this unless you do this research for yourself. You need to go look this up for yourself. So real quick, Ali, the Americans with Disabilities Act was a landmark moment, I'll admit, reinforcing the idea that accommodations should be made to create equal access for all. However, over time, DEI expanded beyond its original focus on disability. The political left, particularly in academic and corporate settings, broadened the concept to emphasize race, gender, and other social identities, often shifting the conversation towards identity politics rather than individual merit and accessibility. was started as a movement to ensure practical accommodations and legal protections for disabled individuals, in many cases transformed into an ideological framework that sometimes promotes forced equity over equal opportunity. So while proponents argue that this expansion of DEI is necessary to address what they call systematic discrimination, a lot of us point out the original intent, helping those with tangible, documented disadvantages and disabilities. That has been overshadowed by these nonsensical social agendas. So that's what DEI has its inception in. And now you know. And the more you dig into it and you do a little history from the early 80s to now, and you'll see the change where DEI just almost seems like it popped up out of nowhere relating to Black and Latino and multi-gendered, non-binary, unicorn, flat. I don't even know what any of that is.
It's funny you said that, because that kind of madness is the part of the reason we saw what we saw in the 24 election, and why I'm suggesting that the left won't learn. That brings me to this point right here.
All right, my question is, because we're going into Black History Month, and this is for all of my pro-Black folks who think that because we're conservatives and we're Republicans, that somehow we're not in touch with our Blackness or can't recognize racism when we see it. Why do you think they trot effeminate Black men out with this garbage? That's offensive. Why do you think they trotted this chubby chasing big boy up out? Why do you think they did that? Well, listen to this nonsense, if you will.
Specify that when we have a gender non-binary candidate or
what the
come on now. Can you rewind it? Please rewind it. Please rewind it. Please rewind it.
Specify that when we have a gender non-binary candidate or officer.
Yo, my question is this.
The non-binary.
My question is this. He got the big D on his shirt. Pause. First off, having the big D on your shirt, I'm gonna need you to
trying not.
I'm gonna need you to pause for having a big D on your shirt, right? But then on top of that, right? Just so y'all know, the D is for Democrat. So all of y'all with Trump derangement syndrome and all of y'all that's talking about the where this things is at, it ain't both parties who's with all of that right there. And if you personally don't subscribe to all of that right there, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Specify that when a candidate or officer, the non-binary individual is counted as neither male nor female, and the remaining 6 offices must be gender balanced.
He can't even look up while saying this.
With the results of the previous 4 elections, our elected officers are currently 2 male and 2 female. In order to be gender balanced, we must elect 1 male, 1 female, and 1 person of any gender.
Yo, come on, man. Like, I mean, y'all don't gotta get down with us. Listen, Ali, they don't gotta get down with us. Y'all don't gotta be Republican conservatives, but y'all gotta at least be honest. Y'all gotta be honest. This is absolute insanity. It's insanity. This didn't exist 20 years ago. Could you imagine, bro? 20 years ago from today, 2015? Could you imagine somebody saying this sentence out loud?
Specify that when we have a gender non-binary candidate or officer,
we would have been like,
non-binary individual is counted as neither male nor female, and the remaining 6 offices must be gender balanced. With the results of the previous 4 elections, our elected officers are currently 2 male and 2 female. In order to be gender balanced, we must elect 1 male, 1 female, and 1 person of any gender. So again, this is what we have to do for this vice chair race. We have to elect 1 male, 1 female, and 1 person of any gender.
Yo, good luck being
down
with
them. To ensure
y'all.
our process accounts for male, female, and non-binary candidates, we conferred with our RBC co-chair, our LGBT caucus co-chair, and others to ensure that the process is inclusive and meets the gender balance requirements in our rules. To do this, our process will be slightly different than the one outlined to you earlier this week, but I hope you will see that in practice it is simple and transparent. The order of balloting is designed to ensure equal access to the ballot, regardless of gender identity. As we must elect a candidate of any gender as well as one male and one female vice chair, we will first ask members to elect a candidate of any gender on the first ballot. Any candidate, male, female, and non-binary, can be elected on that ballot. After a candidate is elected on the first ballot, we'll have one officer of the three, so then we will know which position is filled of the one male, one female, and one vice chair of any gender. Our second ballot would also be for a candidate of any gender.
Yo, stop.
Then our third ballot.
Stop. This is the shit why Trump won. This is why Trump won. Because as many of our folks who subscribe to this, and I gotta tell y'all, and maybe y'all will agree, maybe y'all will disagree, but there's something going on in the eyes of the people who believe this nonsense. Like when you look at them, it's like a hint of absolutely fucking crazy in their eyes. And I hate to put it that way, but that's what it looks like because there's men and women. What are we doing? Listen, if you want to be a trans person, be a trans person. Hold on, Ali. Hold on. If you want to be a trans person, I don't think there's a Republican who cares that you're a trans person. What I think the concern is that you're pushing that to the babies. Once you get the babies involved and once you get the, drag queen story hour going, now you've riled up the mama bears and the daddy bears, right? I don't care if you think you're 17 genders. I don't want to pay for your fake vagina or your fake penis. I don't want to pay for you to cut it off. I don't want to pay for you to put silicone bags on your chest. Those are not tits, sir. Those are male chests with balloon bags in them. I don't want to pay for it. And that's the part that we need to have that on. Now, I will advocate for you and I will support that you want to be an adult and you want to make whatever decision you want to make, right or wrong, Ali.
I'm gonna even call you Gertrude, sir.
If you would like to be called that, I don't have a problem with that. Where we run into the problem is when you say I need tax dollars for that. No, you don't. No, if you can't afford to chop the sausage, keep it. Why I gotta pay for your business?
Hey, you could always do what we did back in the days when we couldn't afford to pierce our own ears. Go grab you a couple of ice cubes, numb that thing up. And,
yo, get in the comment section if you've ever pierced your own ear. Let us know.
Go on and numb that thing up if you want.
I'm a little concerned with some of y'all because y'all had multiple piercings, and you never seen that person with like two holes in each ear. I'm like, oh. Why are you doing that?
So listen, I just got to play this real quick because you talked about how there's something off about these people. Just listen to this.
I'm Josh Burstein.
Yo, son, did you said it was in the eyes?
Recently creative director for the DNC.
Yo, come on, son.
DNC convention. The last time we were all truly happy. That joy may feel like a lifetime ago.
I couldn't be in the room with
today feels
these
like January 1984.
1984.
But I know we can get there again when we commit to meaningful change. Like Phelps to the pool, I'm a man of the field. Campaign hack, DNC staffer, labor appointee, climate activist before it was cool.
Stop. Enough is enough, bro. This is the problem. These people, when I say these people and they won't learn, they're doubling down on this, folks. Record numbers of African Americans, Black people, Latinos, Sikh people, Indian, Pakistani Americans, Italian Americans, Lebanese Americans. Name the group. They all showed up for Trump. Record numbers of people. And they're going to keep dumbing down on this. Now, here's the issue. While we might get on this podcast and laugh and joke and have a laugh about this, this is a very serious issue because what's happening is that so many young minds are being corrupted. If you're, there's no way you could be a Christian woman especially a black Christian woman, and then say, I ain't down with them Republicans and I ain't messing with them Republicans. Well, we the ones that believe in the Bible. We're the ones that believe in our religion. We the one that believe marriage is between a man and a woman. Like, why? How come you guys have fell for the idea that we're not those people? So I think that there needs to be better dialogue. And again, we would love, if you're on the side of this, if you're in favor of this stuff, we'd love to talk to you. Because I really want to know what's going on in that noodle of yours.
Look, January 23rd through 27th, Quinnipiac University poll. This is being reported by CNN. This is the unfavorable view of Democrats is the highest it's been since 2008. 57% of the people participated in this Quinnipiac poll with a margin of error of 3.1 points plus or minus. So that's somewhere between 60
over half. Bro, that's over half. And here's my thing. Before we get out of here, here's my thing. There's opportunity for everyone, but if you're going to be honest, right? It's just all about honesty. This is doubling down on why you guys have lost so much ground. People are tired of it. Nobody got no money to go. Yo, Al, you brought a bunch of people to go do a buyout and the economy tore up. Y'all just spent 4 years tearing the economy up. It's hysterical. For the last 4 years, none of these people been talking about how messed up the prices are. For the last week, that's all we've heard. Prices ain't went down. Hedge ain't went down. Like, yo, where y'all was at for the last 4 years with all this smoke? Where was y'all at? Perfect meme. You pulled it out of my head. That's literally what I was thinking. Democrats, and for those of you that are listening and not watching, there's a Democrat donkey dressed in his 1800s attire. It says Democrats 1828. If we free the slaves, who will pick the cotton? That was the argument. Democrats 2025. If we close the border, who will pick the fruit? Same argument. So listen, I'm done ranting about it. I personally think that they're not going to stop. And we're definitely not going to stop talking to you guys about this type of stuff. And
look. Last thing I'm going to say, the last thing I want to point out. They, at this DNC convention, elected David Hogg as the DNC vice chair, right? You heard about that?
Nope.
This is the guy that they elected. This little Chinese lady. You see my screen?
Mm-hmm. Actually, I am a Chinese immigrant who survived communism. And under Mao, 40 million people were starving to death after he sold communism to them. And 20 million people died, murdered during his Cultural Revolution. So my question to you, David, is that can you guarantee me, a gun owner tonight, our government in the US, in DC, will never become a tyrannical government? Can you guarantee that to me?
There's no way I can ever guarantee that any government will not be tyrannical.
Well, then the debate on gun control is over because I will never give up my guns. Never. And you should go to China to see how gun control works for dictatorship.
Yeah. I cannot guarantee that there will be. I know some folks who can. I know some folks that'll be like,
that part.
Pry this gun from my cold dead hand, sir.
That's right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you've been checking out the Urban Conservative Podcast. Again, website tuconservative.com. Where you can go to support the mission.
Before we go, I want to thank everybody that's tapped in. And again, all of our new watchers and listeners, this is a learning experience for all of us. So again, if you're on the other side of the political aisle or the political spectrum or new to politics and want to know how to get involved, that's what we're here for. We joke around, we kid, we have some fun, but the reality of it is this. The people are dumbing down on victimization. The people are dumbing down. If you look at some of the salaries, look at the mayor of Chicago's salary. Look how much money they're getting to perpetuate this nonsense, right? So again, while we have fun and we joke around off the air, my brother and I are heavily engaged in the political system. If you want to get involved, it's as simple as reaching out. It's as simple as knowing, knowing what the next steps are. So reach out to us. tuconservative.com is the website. Make sure you follow us on social media. We're on Instagram at TUC Twins, on Facebook at TUC Twins. And you know, we gonna do that thing. So for my twin brother Du Ali, this has been Monday night's Urban Conservative Podcast. We will see you guys back here as usual every Monday night and throughout the week for Top of the Morning and our weekly wrap up. Make sure to hit that like, follow, subscribe. For my twin brother Du Ali, I'm Raheem Architect Soto. We up out of here. Run that ad.
The Urban Conservative is sponsored in part by Gyra Family Farms, providing your family with fresh meat, eggs, poultry, produce, and so much more. Visit gyrafamilyfarm.net to find out about their summer farm camp program, events and classes, and their exclusive Farm Share membership, which will give you 15% off all your purchases. Again, visit gyrafamilyfarm.net to find out more.